Vet is an absolute disaster right now. Of course, Vet is not the only one falling in the crypto market, but that doesn't make it any easier if you are a holder of Vet like I am. Of course, we saw this fantastic rise up from October to December, where we went from the lows of around 0.015, went up 250% to the highs of almost zero point zero 0.04, right around 0.038 and some change, and have since, in less than a month, given back a great deal of those gains. We're still sitting at, well, right around 0.025, so around 60 to 70% increase, but it's just not the 200 and 250% increase we have been enjoying. I have been talking about VET falling since the middle of January. It was my theory that VET, along with Bitcoin and most of the other altcoins, were going to fall just because of the downward pressure we were seeing in Bitcoin after the approvals of the ETFs. Back here around 49,000 was the spike. We fell down toward the bottom of the channel, ranged right here, putting downward pressure on the channel. And it was my theory we were either going to break straight down to 40 or perhaps have a net one rally up to 44,000 or so and then break down to 40. Then I was just going to watch the market and see what happened at 40 to figure out if we were going to go lower. All that has happened. We did finally break below 40 and we're comfortably, unfortunately, in this $38,000 to $40,000 range. And that has pulled all of crypto down. So to go back to the point I was starting on, I am a holder of VET. This is not a victory lap video. Even though I was assuming VET was going to fall, I'm not pleased that it has fallen. And I am in the same boat as you. If you are a VET holder, we are just going to have to see how low VET is going to go. Also, VET is not the only one. As I've mentioned before, we see altcoins across the board falling. Here's ADA, here's Doge, here's Solana, here's Avalanche, DOT. Pretty much any coin I'm making videos on, we're falling. So what do we hold and what holds in the future for VET? Well, clearly we're under this 0.027. We have entered the 0.024 to 0.027 range. I don't know if we'll stay in this range. A lot of it's going to depend on what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin comes into this channel right here, this range between 34 and 38,000, which it looks like it's going to eventually, it may bounce back up and whatnot over the next few weeks or months, but it does appear that we may fall into this 34 to 38,000 range. If that happens, VET's going to end up into this range where it was in November. Is this November? Yep. So approximately, let's say 0.02 to 0.024, somewhere around there. Right now we're in this range and we're just seeing this downward pressure everywhere. I mean, these lower lows and lower highs are killing us in the market, and we're just seeing the bottom fall out of these prices right now. The only way we'll turn around in VET is for us to eventually get above this downtrend line. And I'm also seeing steeper downtrend lines across these coins. So actually, you could even say the first step is to get above this trend line, above this level of resistance, and then we got to start working on this trend line. But right now, there's no indication we're going to do that. I do like this trend line here. It does give us at least something to give us a perspective of the market for at least if we get a bounce. But don't even be fooled by something like this right here, okay? VET's not going to make any higher highs. It could do that. That's my point. VET's not going to make any higher highs until it gets back above this all-important 0.03. 0.03 is a very important level for it. If I zoom out, you can see this range that we've been in. It's actually kind of a downward range that we've been in since June of last year, or 2 years ago. A high, a low, a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. We did have this fantastic breakout in October. I do not suppose we'll be falling down here. Okay. I don't think we will. I think we'll probably bounce somewhere around here. Okay, somewhere around these November price action. If we get that low, I do not foresee us going down here. That would be many videos from now and a whole lot of other discussions on crypto. I don't see that. I see at the lowest us ranging into this 0.018 to 0.02 range before somehow starting to move back upwards later this year. But right now we're giving up all of those, not all, but much of the gains we've had. And I did want to mention one more thing. I'm seeing this trend line here that is we're seeing across the market. We'll have to see if this one holds. It's from here to here. That would put us a bounce. Well, actually, now that I drew that, it's interesting. To the penny almost is where we bounce here. Don't be surprised if we give this up. It's not a strong trend line. It's only got 2 points, and those 2 points are back in time a bit. I'm more curious about this level right here, how we're going to react. But there is this trend line here that we have bounced out for now. I still don't put a lot of faith in that trend line. Right now, this is the level we're comfortably in. We're going to have to find out if we get any kind of bounce here and can get outside this trend line. That's going to be the very first step to stopping this bleeding in VET. And until then, we have downward pressure. And no, Bitcoin is not done. Bitcoin could also bounce up. Do not be fooled. Bitcoin has to get back into this rising channel, and it may not get into this rising channel until the channel itself extends up to 45,000. Just a theory. It's a working theory that I'm working right now with you live on this video, which would put it sometime out in March. Okay, so even that might be a little too bullish at this point for seeing the price falling as it is. But we'll just have to watch. I did extend that channel. I find that interesting. All right, that's VET right now. Got to break this trend line. Until we do, downward pressure. Let's see how it reacts right here around 0.024. Let's stay in this together. Be careful. Don't do anything stupid out there. If you do want to pick up more VET, hey, you're getting some discounts right now. If you're in it for the long haul and have some extra money to throw at VET, now might be a good time. Y'all take care. I'll keep you updated.